Hey guys, now wouldn't it be great if you could automatically, once you post a YouTube video on your playlist, automatically create blog posts based on that YouTube video? So you'll not only get that traffic coming from YouTube to your website, but you also start to open a new flow of traffic coming from these static blog pages, talking all about the same type of context from your YouTube video and with the same types of call to actions, same type of structure, and maybe even include internal links and external links. Now in today's video, I'm going to show you some different ways of how to create that type of automation, but we're first going to start off, and you can do this with make.com, you can do this with N8N. For the sake of this video, I'm going to do it in make.com. And you basically start off with a new scenario, right? This is a new, fresh scenario. And what we're going to do is we're going to search for YouTube, right? We're going to click on YouTube up here. And the trigger that we want here is to watch videos in a channel. So we're just going to click on that. And we're going to have to create a connection. You're going to have to connect your own YouTube account. So in this case, I'm basically going to connect my own YouTube account. And then we can do this ID finder, which is pretty cool because you have to add your channel ID. But if you don't really know how to do that, you can do this thing where you just add your channel ID. So in this case, I'm just going to paste that over here like that. Then we have some other things over here: publish before, publish after, limit. So over here, we have our channel ID. We have this can be empty for now. We can leave this at 1. We can click on save and we can save this. And then let's just save this just in case. Now we need to add a new module that can basically transcript YouTube videos. And there's two ways of doing this. You can use something called Dumpling AI, which we can just search here, Dumpling AI, or there's another one called Amplify that you can also use, or sorry, Appify. There we go. So in this case, I'm just going to use Dumpling, and we want to scroll down and we want to look for something with YouTube, right? We want to get our YouTube transcript. So here we are, get YouTube transcript. And as you can see, you can also get like TikTok's transcripts. You can search in Google, search on Google Maps. So this is a very cool little module that you can use here in make.com. In this case, we just need this one. And then we need to create a connection, right? In this case, we need to create a connection. We need to go into Dumpling AI and actually create our API key. So inside of here, we can create our API key. I'm on a free plan right now, but it's pretty cool because for every video that you transcript, it just takes 2 credits, and I have 250 credits, which is pretty good to kind of try out. So we can click on create API key, generate a new secret API key. In this case, we'll just call it YouTube. And then you just copy that key, you go back into make.com and you paste that in here. You click on save. Now for the next step over here, what you want to do is you want to just paste this, which is https://www.youtube.com/watch?v equals. And basically what this is, it's like the standard structure of a YouTube video URL. And then basically once you have that, you can just click over here, and then you want to select the video ID. So basically this, and then the video ID. So, if we go into some type of YouTube video, you can already see you have this youtube.com/watch?v equals, and then this is like the video ID of this specific video, right? So yeah, once you get that done, just click on save, and then you want to click on save again. And then the next module that we want to build is a router, and a router basically, divides the different flows. Now for the first one, we want to add some type of AI model. So you can use ChatGPT or Claude, each one of them, you have to kind of test them to see what you like. I personally think that Claude delivers better results when it comes to copywriting. So what we're going to do is we're going to click up here. We're going to search for Anthropic, Claude, and we're going to do create a prompt. And what we need to do is create a connection, right? So just click here, create a connection. And we have our My Anthropic Claude connection. We have to connect an API key, and it basically tells you where you can do it, which is pretty great. So we can just click on that. And once you're in that link, we can click on get an API key. And here we can click on create key. Let's call this make.com. Click on add. Then we basically copy our key and we go back into make.com and paste it over here. Click on save. And in order to make this connection, you have to make sure that you have credits in your Anthropic, API, whatever it's called. So basically under billing, you go here and you basically connect your card and make sure that it is connected. And you basically can add like $5 of credit. I think the same thing applies to OpenAI. So now we have different models to choose from. We have this Claude Sonnet 4, which is actually the best one for copywriting, but it is a little bit expensive. And before you actually start bringing this automation to real life, you want to kind of use this you want to choose something cheaper in order to test out the results, right? So in this case, we're going to be using Claude Sonnet 3.5, which is also very good. And over here, we can do like 1000. And over here, we can click on add message. And for the role, what we can do is we can select user. For the content, what we can do now here, what we can do is click on text because we wanted to generate a text content, right? We don't want to generate something else like image or PDF document. We want just plain text. And then over here in the text, this is going to be like the most complicated part. So we can make sure to highlight our YouTube video transcript and select the transcript here from Dumpling AI. And before we actually do this, we can also give it a specific command saying like you are a, SEO writer, you are a expert in SEO. You can explain a little bit more about your business. So we can say you are an SEO expert and content writer using the YouTube video transcript and target keyword, right? We want to spell that correctly. Create a complete blog post that is maximum 4 paragraphs long. So it knows the transcript of the video, it knows the title from the specific YouTube video, and then you can continue adding stuff like the meta description. Like the meta description can be, for example, related to the video description. And you can see all of these different things, right? We have the published at or published time, and that can also be kind of related to the time of the blog post. You can give more information about the specific channel title or video title. And basically, if you want to, have an advanced text output like this, you can use something like Claude or ChatGPT to kind of brainstorm with you on how the structure of this should be, right? But once you're done, we can click on save. And again, we're going to want to save here again. Now, what we can do for the second one is we can actually go here, right click, click on clone, bring this down here and connect it over here, and we can just delete this module. And what we can do is we have two options, right? We can either send it directly to our website. So we can go over here, click on something like WordPress or something like Shopify. We also have Webflow. And then if you want to do something like WordPress, you can click on create a post. Again, create a connection. You have to install some type of WordPress plugin from make.com. And then down here, we have the other connection, which is basically to store internally for yourself or for your team. Just like something like Google Sheets, not Google Sheets, Google Docs. So you can go over here and you can choose Google Docs. Let's just search for Google Docs. You want to sign in, obviously, again, and it creates a document. And basically what you can do is you can select the name, the title of the YouTube video, and then you can put something draft, then click on save. Then over here in the content, what we can do is we can just, search for the contents text, right? Because that's what we want to kind of create or get inside of our Google Docs. We want to get the text that is generated from Anthropic, from this specific module. And then you can choose a specific drive. I'm not going to really show it here, but you can choose a specific drive from your Google Docs. Now, I'm not going to lie, this workflow does work. It works pretty well, right? You get your post directly posted into WordPress. You get a draft in your Google Docs where you can basically automatically kind of, edit. There aren't any AI features inside of Google Doc, for example. And in WordPress, it will be kind of clunky at first. You have to kind of refine everything to kind of make it work. And that's why I like using this tool called Arval. And basically inside of Arval, you can basically create SEO articles, news articles, Amazon product articles, and finally, you can also create YouTube to blog posts. Right? So if I click on YouTube to blog posts, all we have to do is basically add the YouTube video URL. So basically, I'm going to get one of my YouTube videos from another channel, copy this YouTube URL, and go into Arval. And inside of Arval, I'm just going to paste that, add the video. And once that video is added, it basically gets added to my campaigns and auto blogs, which are all my other types of blogs that I've made for other videos and for clients and such. Basically, what we can do here is we can click on this pen tool and kind of analyze everything. We can add custom instructions to keep the blog post that is going to be generated from this specific video to be short and punchy. We can make it poetic. We can make it funny. We can add a specific formatting. We can add images. And then once we're done, we can click on generate article. And once the article is generated, we can click here on this article. And we basically see the title of the video, right? So any website's design system using AI and use it in your projects. We get the video over here. We get an image that is tailored to this specific blog post. And then we get the whole structure of it, right? We get the whole structure and we can highlight certain things like this and add like external links, for example. So click on add external links. You can select all of these different things that kind of talk about all of these different topics. And these are actually like real links. So if I click on magic path, for example, it takes me to that magic path app. You can also highlight certain text and rewrite them in a specific way. You can ask AI to format some things. You can add different keywords to the specific text. And then you can publish it directly, or you can just download the article to kind of review it with your team or whatever. But you can publish the article directly once you have your website set up with Arval. And that can be like a Webflow website. It can be a WordPress website. It can be, Shopify, whatever you have. And you can get started for free, right? You get 3 free articles. And once you're done with those 3 free articles, you pay $60 a month. And comparing that to that make.com workflow where you have to pay for make.com, you have to pay for those APIs, you have to pay for that Anthropic API, and eventually something can break in between that you don't really know about. And at the end of the day, it's just going to cost a lot of time for you to kind of go in there and check to see if something is fixed. And what's also great about Arval is not only does it do this, but it also, creates like different suggestions on how to improve your site's technical SEO. You can also create articles from specific keywords. It helps you with keyword research. So it's like kind of like the AI that is completely tailored and super expert at all things SEO. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video today. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Hope to see you next time. Hope you liked the video. Goodbye.